to SHOT Show 2024. Welcome to the Ghost Clover Podcast, live from the Bersa booth here at SHOT Show 2024. Today, we're going to have a couple guests in this segment. We got 6 guests all together. We'll go through that lineup in a second. My name is Trey, the Ghost Taskful. I'll be your tour guide of this riverboat of romance today. And behind the computer, running all the smart stuff, we'll say, is CloverTac. What's up, bro?
I don't know how smart it is today. There seems to be a little video lag, and I mean, who knows? But day 2 is shot, man.
Today 2 is shot. It's a lot busier today. The ambiance is a little bit louder, so hope that's okay.
Hopefully, the background noise is not terrible.
It doesn't seem too bad.
You can definitely tell it's busier.
It's much busier.
It's really neat. When we put the headphones on, we were like, "Oh wow!"
Yeah,
You can tell the crowd bigger. They're louder anyway. I don't know if they're bigger, but they're louder.
Well, sometimes louder doesn't mean bigger, but in this case, I think it does, because I think it's also. I noticed a busier crowd today.
You were just out there,
yeah.
in front of the booth. You can't walk.
Yeah,
you could barely make it in here for this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
People were like, "Hey, I need to talk to you. Hey, I need to talk to you."
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to jump right in. You guys know how it is. We're going to get a couple guests, a few minutes to talk about their projects, and then we'll have open discussion. If you're out there and you have a relative, an interesting question for our guests, go ahead and put it out there, and Clover will take care of that. Our first guest represents an organization that's near and dear to my heart. I'm a member of it. It is the Recon Sniper Foundation. We've got Todd here, who's going to talk a little about the organization, and also Team RSF, which is the competitive side of things. Todd is a good friend of mine. We served together a few years apart with the same units, which is kind of ironic. We met each other a couple years ago, but with Recon Sniper Foundation, it's great to have you here. Let us know, what is Recon Sniper Foundation and Team RSF?
All right. Thanks for having me. Recon Sniper Foundation, our mission is to provide proper guidance that's needed for our service members, veterans, their families, to have a better quality of life.
Yeah, and a lot of it is if there's a need, and someone that's in our community is in need and might need help financially or just support of some sort, we're one of the resources they can reach out to hopefully help them out in times of need, whether they're active or a veteran.
Exactly. One of the things that, like as you stated, there's a Team RSF aspect. We don't want to wait until somebody is in need, right? Team RSF, we are basically that mobile outreach, constantly out there in the community, in sports, whether it is endurance racing, right, or endurance sports, USPSA shooting sports, PRS, right?
Skydiving.
Exactly.
Did you know that skydiving is a team sport? I had no idea.
Oh heck yeah! You
I
can
never
link
really
up.
even just thought of it as a sport.
That's
I
a
just
team
thought it
sport.
was a really cool thing to do.
or crazy. One of the two.
Well, yeah.
I'm
Well, they're
wondering,
one and the same, right?
I'm wondering where the synchronized swimming comes in.
That's coming down the line.
You know what? If there's enough interest and we get the board of members to say yay, it may.
That's pretty good.
I just want to make sure that we have camo one-piece swimsuits. It's got to be camoed.
Well, you know what? I will bring it up with the board.
All right. That's good.
So, real quick, mandatory Sherry, $5 super chat.
Thank you, brother.
Keep fighting on Ghost, whatever saves lives. Thank you.
We don't ask for them, but thank you. All super chats on my channel go to send care packages downrange to our men and women downrange. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Raw.
So Team RSF, I've started off I got interested. I came into Team RSF. I was doing USPSA. Alex Goking out there, he's part of the Marine Corps shooting team, got me in. Developed into a quote-unquote leadership role, right? So we reach out to folks, to team members, or I should say vets, active duty guys. I switched from USPSA to precision rifles. We're pulling guys that were in sniper school, come out to shoot with us. They're great doing what they were taught, but as soon as we switched things up on them a little bit, they had to make adjustments.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
But they were like, oh, this is so much fun. Thank you. A couple of them joined. Team RSF. So it's getting them out of the barracks, getting them out of their comfort zone, and rebuilding that camaraderie at the same time for active service members, increasing their lethality, being proficient with their firearms.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about, obviously I'm a member of Recon Slumber Foundation, and John and I have talked about this a lot, is the veteran side, especially if they're just transitioning out. And a lot of guys get out and they don't know what they can do. They don't know what's out there. They kind of lose that. They get detached from the brotherhood. This is a way to keep them involved, keep them with other guys, say, hey, you shot, let's go shoot some competitive stuff, regain that brotherhood and all that. So I think that's a great aspect, is giving guys that are out, veterans, not only the support in need, but in the team side of it, giving them that brotherhood back and say, look, we got you back.
Right. It's maintaining that connection.
Absolutely. Yeah. Any more questions out there for Todd?
Nothing out there for Tom.
Okay.
No. So we've got Raphael.
Yeah,
I'm
Bersa,
back.
Your nose ring
You're
back.
back.
He's back. Now somebody from Bersa.
Yeah.
Me or Rob. We'll be here every day, so for the next 2 days included. So I don't know what we're going to talk about, Rob, but you have the floor.
I don't know what we're going to talk. First of all, I want to thank you for what you're doing. That's awesome, and it's so important what you guys are doing. And you know, we had Mike in here from Walk the Talk America yesterday. It warms my heart to see the gun industry giving back. I've been into this industry, giving back and looking out for each other and those that we're connected to in whichever way we can be. I've been in this industry for about 30 years. And when I started, it was a bunch of guys in suits that had been doing this stuff in the 70s and all this stuff. And there was such a different vibe to the gun community. And it was, you know, it was like kind of like an us against them. Kind of, I don't know the right words, but it was a different vibe. It was, you know, not as, I don't know. But now you're finding all these people that are in the industry and they're looking for the betterment of the people within the industry and the people that we're connected to, whether serving together or just, you know, whatever. And I think that we're fortunate to be in this area where the gun industry is really reaching out to the greater community,
Right.
The way that I'm seeing it happen.
Yep.
And so, you know, again, I just want to thank you guys for what you're doing. You know, we try and do our part, supporting everybody we can.
Yeah.
And but it's just really great to see the vibe.
Let me ask you this about the community in the industry. It's been here for 30 years, and you said it's much different now and all that.
Yeah.
It's nice, and I've, you know, being a creator, we've been in this space for a little bit of time. But was there at one point, was the industry and the gun community, were they detached? Because it seems like the industry is more involved in the community now.
They were detached from the greater community.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If you think about back, and this was when I was still probably definitely before I got into the community. But you remember the famous speech by Charlton Heston?
Oh yeah, from my cold,
my cold dead hand.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and it's us against them. And
Yeah.
it's, you know, and it's not like that anymore. There, you know, there's certain aspects of that, right?
Right.
But I think that there's more intertwining and more people that care. It's not like, you know, pull this from my cold dead hands. It's like, hey, what can we do to help you understand our point of view more? Or what can we do to help you in any way, shape, or form to understand people? We're trying to understand people that don't want guns around.
Right.
Let us help you understand people that want the two.
We're not
rights.
much different.
Right?
You know?
No.
We have
If we
more
pass
things in
each other
common.
walking down the street, or we're waiting in line to see the same movie, or sitting at the table next to each other at the same restaurant, we both like those things.
Yep.
You know,
We
so
might even be ordering the same dish.
yes, yeah. So you know, I don't know anything about the person sitting next to me, but
Right.
I know they like the same food,
Right.
and so maybe
That's something.
there's
you know?
something. So it leads me. We're not that different, and like I said, I've just seen it change from that, you know, rah, 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 us against them.
Yeah.
I just always think about that pull this gun. You'll get it when you pry it from my cold dead
Yeah.
hands. That was very powerful.
It was hugely powerful.
But it was also very alienating,
Yeah.
I think, to the people that were not part of that. But again, very powerful in that, hey, we're not doing anything. But again, I see this intertwining of the communities a little bit better, and it's cool to see.
I think, and I've heard it said with the veteran community, and I think it's true with the firearm community too, that it's a tough guy mentality a lot of times.
Yep.
And so if you do anything having to do with your feelings,
Right.
like suppress that. Don't
Yeah,
talk about it, don't say it. But there's for a long
And that's
time.
not good.
No.
Or-
You know?
That's why we need people like Mike and Jake.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
For-
And
for a
Todd,
long
and Todd
time,
doing, you know, I mean,
I
and
would
a
say-
plethora of other people that are
Absolutely.
doing good
Yeah.
things.
I would say 20 years, plus something like that. I've seen, the firearm community, the industry, I've seen them interact in ways and help each other and things like that, but then not tell the stories.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of times,
Yeah.
right? We
Yeah.
did something a few days ago, and what did we say? We said, keep it quiet.
Yep.
Why? I mean, because we didn't want credit, but at the same time, we helped somebody. And I'm using vague terms because we didn't want anybody to know. We had an issue last night.
We did.
And somebody from the industry called and said, be like 1:45 in the morning. We were still up
Hey, you guys okay?
this morning and said, "Hey, I can't sleep. Did y'all guys get that problem fixed? Are y'all okay?
We're good to
I'm
go.
worried about
Yeah.
and
Yep.
it's great that we care, but at the same time, we need to tell people that we care.
100%.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's so many stories to be told, right? And we need to tell them,
Absolutely.
you know?
One of the things we do at Team RSF, we're on Discord, we're checking in with everybody.
Yep.
We're constantly reposting our personal numbers to say, hey, we're here,
Yeah.
especially during the holidays, right? We're here. Need to talk? I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't care what time, just call.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We can go that route, and every so often it's just that, hey, how is everybody doing?
Yeah, we're in a big text chat, and it's like, hey, monthly check-in. How's everyone going? Hey, great. Hey, worst case scenario, I'll talk to you next month. It's just, hey, you guys know we're always here, but it's always checking in. Hey, everyone good? Family's good? Yep. All right, let's go.
Right. We're kind of open forum segment, but I mean, we're kind of doing that anyway. There's a question out there though from Mandatory Carry, I guess involving Todd more than anybody. Says, are you doing anything? Says, do you guys address any homeless veteran issues?
I can't say that we do now, but it would be something that let me take a note on it and work with the board, right? Right now, we are always open for anybody coming to say, hey, I need help.
And oh, by the way, you don't have to be a Marine to contact us.
This is every branch, right? Veterans, active duty, and their
Space Force?
families.
Well, is that really? Yeah.
I'm going to have to say yes, Space Force as well.
And you don't have to be recon or a sniper. That's the name of it, but you don't have to be recon or a sniper. It's
What
recon.
if you play one on Call of Duty?
If you play one on Call of Duty, or if you stayed at Holiday Inn Express, you're okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
You're okay. Yeah, you're okay. Hey, LARP is a thing, man. You know.
Apparently, we've seen a lot of it last night.
Absolutely. Guys, I want to each of you a minute. Todd, real quick to everyone out there that might be looking to find Recon Sniper Foundation and Team RSF, social medias, websites, how can they contact you if they're a veteran active duty in need? What are maybe some of the steps to get some help if they need it?
Just go to reconsniperfoundation.com or on Instagram, it's Recon Sniper Foundation. Hit anybody up. If you just go to the website, there will be a link if you need help. That it's as simple as that.
Yep.
We have counselors ready to go to help, or I should say case managers that's ready to help, right? And to point you in the right direction. And if you need to, reach out to me. On Instagram.
Or me, and I can pass you on to Todd.
Yeah.
You guys out there, let me know. And like I said, it's a very proud. I've been very proud to be a part of Recon Sniper Foundation. Real quick shout out to our foundation, the Marine Party tonight, sponsored by Recon Sniper Foundation. So that's fantastic.
Thanks to Mandatory Carry for dropping those links. When we're remote like this,
Perfect. Thanks, bro.
I can't produce and drop links.
He's my favorite Coastie,
So.
Coasties are, they're kind of military.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing
I thought there
that.
are people that lived at the
Well,
beach.
I mean,
You know what?
Trying to be nice.
I'm going to date myself.
He's my favorite weirdo,
I'm going to date myself. Coasties were actually part of the military when
Were.
I was in.
Yeah, were. So, yeah, but you're old, dude.
I am archaic. I know.
So Todd, you talked about the competition side of things a little bit earlier,
Yes, sir.
and Rob, Bersa's got some competition grade stuff. You wanna mention
Yeah,
that?
we really have one gun out there,
Yeah.
and we don't make a ton of them. So this is cool because we don't get to talk about them that
Right,
often.
yeah.
So we have the TPR-9 platform, which is the pistol that every police officer in Argentina and
Wow.
I don't know about the coasties down there, but,
Yeah,
but I know every
They have
police officer
firearms on
from,
the Coast
from the
Guard?
small towns that have 3 or 4 cops, all the way up to the federal police, which
Federalis.
covers the whole country. They all use the TPR-9 pistol. So what Bersa did, they talked to some of the big competition shooters down there, and they had a guy called Gaston, who was 9-time Pan American IPSC champion.
Wow.
And he came in and he helped them take that platform and design a pistol, which is now called the TPR-9 XT. So they just extended the barrel. They put a fiber optic front sight. They put I think it's an LPA rear sight, fully adjustable competition rear sight.
Here, take my money. Take my money.
We're going to show it to you in a minute, Todd. And tune the trigger, and just it's people that have shot it. Our friends Kevin Dixie. If there's one anywhere near him and some ammo, he's all over that gun.
Nice.
But so they only run them out once or twice a year. But it's a cool gun too, in the fact that it was designed for I think retail arms like $700. So, but somebody that's just getting interested in competition
Right.
shooting
Yeah.
can go get a gun that's designed by a champion, but at a good price point,
For that task.
and we deliver it with 5 magazines.
Whoa.
So,
wow, really?
on the box. So really, you just have to have a holster and your eyes and ears,
Right.
and you could go start competition shooting without
Wow,
too much trouble.
That's a great
Nice.
add,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? Because when we start, we get our pistol, 1 or 2 mags.
Yep.
But for you to have 5,
Yeah.
they're set for production
Yep.
right off the bat.
And, if you got to go buy 4 or 5 extra mags,
Yep.
that's not cheap.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yes, we've got that. And, so now the entire Bersa shooting team is shooting those. A bunch of those guys are on the national shooting team. So it's a cool gun. It just hasn't really shot, hasn't really gone off here and made the mark that we thought it would. But more and more people are starting to see
Well,
it.
And a lot of it's
And,
got to get out in the public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like range toys.
Yeah.
So I like competition style handguns, rifles, whatever it might be, even in a backyard style range.
Yeah.
Well, triggers are usually better, and there's all sorts of things.
Because
that
you
are-
know it's tuned for
They're just,
competition.
they're just fun, and so even though you may not be wanting to shoot competition, if you want to get out and experience a race, it's like having a performance race car or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It's not your daily drive.
You don't have to
or
drive
anything
on the
like
track to drive a Porsche, right?
Right.
Exactly right.
Money.
That's right.
Right. But
That's
it's
right.
but it's fun to drive a Lambo on the street.
Yeah.
You might know.
Well,
I don't know nothing about Lambo.
Yeah,
so-
I've got to imagine.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah,
to
I
drive a
would be able to
Lambo.
see over the
Fun.
dashboard, so it's all good.
In the Lambo, you probably
In the Lambo, I might.
yeah,
In the Lambo.
it's pretty low. I think you'd be okay. So I think
But-
we're
But yeah, you can find out more information about the TPR-9 XT. Go to Bersa.com, and it's on there, all the specs and everything. And then, like we talked about yesterday, if anybody wants to see us online, it's Bersa_USA, and it's on Facebook and Instagram.
Right. Yep.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
And all the new stuff that we talked about yesterday.
Yep.
It's on Instagram and Facebook.
That's-
It's not on our website yet,
but it will be.
It will be
That's right.
as soon as some people get to work
Awesome.
after this show.
Well, you got a lot of people out of pocket,
That's
just say
right.
right now.
That's right.
and you're out of pocket for them being out of pocket.
That's right. Absolutely. But once again, want to thank you guys for
No,
the
thank you.
opportunity.
Thank you for having us
being
here.
here.
Absolutely.
And we love having you guys here in the booth.
This is fun. We're
Yeah,
having a blast. Thank you, Todd, for coming in.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me. And
Glad you're
my wallet is coming out. Actually still.
We're gonna go look at
I
this
think
right
you are
now.
going to go out here and make a deal right out there.
Let's make a deal, Bob Barker. Yeah.
All right, guys,
All
we're gonna take a short break. We're not killing the live. Got a couple commercials and all that. We're going to take a quick break while we bring the next group of guests in, and we'll be back. And I would say Chuck Will are 2-2, but it might be about 4-4. I don't know.
Something like that.
Bersa has been a leading manufacturer for over 60 years. At Bersa, they understand that your safety is non-negotiable, and that's why they've crafted a line of exceptional firearms that redefine excellence. Their state-of-the-art manufacturing ensures every firearm is meticulously crafted to the highest standards, guaranteeing reliability and accuracy when it matters most. Whether you're a seasoned professional or a first-time gun owner, Bersa has a perfect solution for your needs. From the sleek and compact Thunder series, ideal for concealed carry, to the powerful and versatile BAR rifle, their range of firearms are designed for shooters who demand excellence in performance and design. Join the community of those who trust Bersa, a brand synonymous with innovation and quality. Their commitment to safety and precision has made them a trusted choice for law enforcement agencies and responsible gun owners alike. Visit Bersa.com to explore their full range of firearms and make every shot count. In a world where mental health is often overlooked, one organization is leading the charge. Walk the Talk America, a force for change, breaking down stigmas and fostering conversations that matter. At Walk the Talk America, they believe in the power of dialogue to reshape the narrative surrounding mental health. Their mission is simple but profound: to bridge the gap between mental health and firearms, because they understand that the real change starts with understanding, empathy, and open conversation. Tune into their groundbreaking podcast, Guns and Mental Health, where experts, advocates, and survivors share their stories and insights. It's not just a podcast, it's a movement towards a more compassionate and informed society. Join them as they organize events, workshops, and outreach programs to build a community that supports mental health without judgment. Join me in supporting Walk the Talk America and visit their website, walkthetalkamerica.org, to be part of the change. Well, guys, we do invite you to go check out both ours and Clover's YouTube channels. Ours is Ghost Tactical, where you can find all of our content over there, including our videos and our podcasts. And you can go check out Clover at CloverTac. Obviously, you can check out all of his content and podcasts as well. We also invite you to check out our websites. Ours is ghosttactical.us, where you'll be able to find everything that we're doing, including our swag store. And Clover's is clovertac.com. Once again, find all of his projects, all of his swag, and all of that. More importantly, guys, we do thank everyone for always supporting both myself and CloverTac, whether it's just by watching our stuff or those that do spend their hard-earned money through YouTube channel memberships. We do truly appreciate you guys. You guys make this all worthwhile. We ask you to go check out our sponsors for this podcast, Bersa and Walk the Talk America. We are currently getting ready for our next guest, so stand by for the standby.
And we are back.
We are back. Welcome back, guys. We've got a whole new set of the casting couch is much different now. We got some pretty girls. Oh, I'm sorry. Pretty guys here. Clover feels a little bit probably intimidated or uncomfortable. He's in a room with 3 jarheads.
I'll go get some cats if I need.
So
We've already established that.
Well, that depends on the cats, right? That's true.
This is true. So we're going to bring in our new guest, and we're going to start first with our good friend, 24 years, 28,
26 months.
26 months, 26-month retired. This guy is MARSOC. He is written manuals for MARSOC communications and everything else. Been around the world twice, and is a great friend of mine. From Riker USA, we have Ron Holmes. You guys are familiar with the channel. For my channel, you know all about the Riker grip, the Riker sling, and everything else right there, and it's amazing. But you're not just involved with the gear side of things. You've got a little softer educational side as well. I want to bring Ron in. He's going to talk a little bit about Riker and a special project that he's going this summer as well.
Yeah. So, thanks for having me. Thanks for, I'm glad I could, how SHOT Show gets, but we're real excited with everything we've been doing with the grip, and everything's still moving forward. We are going to get into some R&D on some other things down the road, but we are with also, just pulled that up, Mitchell Defense, and
Absolutely.
I know you're familiar with them.
Nathan was on yesterday, guys.
Yeah, so Nathan was on yesterday, veteran-owned company. We met at NRA last year, and we have been joined at the hip, and we are taking applications for our TJL, which is the Tactical Justice League, and we are force multiplying, at vendor shows and everything. So
love it.
Riker USA, this is our flagship product. We got the controls built into the grip, and it's just speed, accuracy, and stability are all improved. And you guys have seen all that before.
Absolutely.
But I'll tell you that what Trey was alluding to, the one thing that I ran a pilot camp last year for kids, and we as parents, as veterans, as community leaders, we have failed to lead our children. We have failed to set our country up with the next generation of warrior. And when I say warrior, I don't mean special operations veteran. I don't mean, infantryman kicking in the door. I mean the person who's going to stand up with their faith, before God and the American flag, and defend our Constitution and what it means to be an American. And we have failed. We have allowed the government to hijack our kids. So we're always taught, don't come at me with a problem unless you have a solution.
Yep.
So that's a problem. The solution is I'm going to correct the course. How? I'm going to invest in the kids. I'm going to start creating assets out of what has previously been looked at as a liability.
Love it.
I'm taking 6-year-olds. Last summer at the summer camp last year, I had 3 6-year-olds jacking up a car and changing a tire. Teamwork. 3 6-year-olds. Think about that. 3 kids in the car coming home from soccer practice, get a flat tire, mom hits their head or whatever. Mom's not strong enough to do it. 3 kids can get out of the car and jack the car up. They learn how to do seatbelt cutting and restraint braking, break out of a trunk, situation awareness is key in this. The medical, these kids are doing field expedient tourniquets, field expedient splints. They know how to treat a snake bite. They had a day of learning how to throw cast nets, sailing, riding with the Coast Guard, archery camp. Then we went to the municipalities. They learned how to, then we went to the 911 call center. We hung out with the ERT guys, and we hung out at the fire department. We did a day of situation awareness, self-defense. So not teaching a style, but teaching a little 6-7-year-old little boy, little girl, go for the soft tissue area and these. But we didn't want them just like, okay, I'm done. I got away. We put little objects around the room that they all saw. So once they broke away from the fight, I'm like, okay, go find a little dinosaur. So now I'm hitting cognitively, right? We're hitting them on multiple levels. The camp has a progression. We did 6 to 15 last year. We did 6 to 11 last year. We're doing the day camp is 6 to 9. And then the 10 to 15-year-old camp is 4 days, 3 nights of camping.
Oh,
so we're not going to do so much of the municipality stuff, but now we're going to teach them how to set up a bivouac. I said that the other day, and the guy was looking at me. He's like, what did you just say? Set up a campsite. And then we're going to teach them how to set up like perimeter security. And then we're going to include land navigation and archery, land navigation to find somebody medical. We're going to teach them how to make a litter. An expedient litter. We're going to teach them all of these things.
Yep.
Now, the thing that we do different than a lot of other camps, our camp it does come with a price tag.
Sure.
But we are really investing into the kids. When the kids show up to the camp, they get it's a gear issue. Day one, they show up and everything is laid out and they go down the line, just like boot camp with the tub, walking down.
Absolutely.
They get it $400 plus worth of equipment. They get a backpack. They get a compass. They keep it.
That's amazing.
They get a headlamp. And can I cuss?
Absolutely.
Okay. They're not getting any like that, like knockoff, like
Shit, it's
from
the
like
real
Walmart.
stuff. Yeah.
No, I'm getting like they get Black Diamond headlamps. They get Deuter. Right now it's a Deuter backpack. They're getting My Medic med kits, My Medic compass.
Fantastic.
They're getting Blackbeard Firestar. Those are my boys right there. Rescue Me seatbelt cutters, which we partnered with also. You know, they're getting a not
And I
tiny
know
book.
you're big on working with veteran-owned, veteran-operated
So many veteran-owned companies
That's
that are
amazing.
stepping up to this. And my veteran community in Wilmington, North Carolina, helped me get to this point.
Yeah.
Now I can't go any forward without saying that Don Verity is a very good friend of mine. He owns Clean Eats. If you guys aren't familiar with Clean Eats, it's a healthy prepackaged meal thing that company. They have 100 stores. They're in almost every single state in the country. They started in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Wow.
2 years ago, they started the Clean Eats Foundation, and they have a 190-acre farm 30 minutes outside of Wilmington. Don and I were talking about this at an event we're at last February, and he offered the farm up to me. And
Really?
he said yes. So our website is Life Skills USA, but skills is with a Z because Clean Eats is EATZ. So
Gotcha.
respect.
Absolutely.
So the camp is we are in our infancy. We are still learning a lot. But everybody that comes on board has to understanding that the thing that is it will not change is God, family, country.
I
So
love
we
it.
start every day with a prayer, the pledge allegiance, and then we get down to business all day. It's integrated camp, so we have boys and girls.
Yeah.
And it says that in our sign up thing, little boys, little girls, 2 genders, and if our values don't align with yours, we respect that.
Yep.
And this isn't the camp for you.
This isn't the
But
camp.
the kids, the little boys are learning to be men.
That's right.
They're holding the door. Ladies go first. Always, 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 always. And if it's not, then we have to make polite, immediate corrections. But the whole thing is to teach confidence, to teach leadership, that when these kids leave the camp, they can see that backpack in the house and they know when they go on a bike ride with their friends or they go with their family, it's their superpower.
Yeah.
They know that, like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good
You're
in
making
any
your own
situation.
Justice League.
I am. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're going to come back real quick and talk with Ron about some more stuff right here. Real quick, we're going to bring Chris in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, first thing I got to say is after listening to Ron, that's like the most inspirational thing I could have
Bro,
heard today. And it
it's
just makes you
amazing.
want to go out and change the world. So, Ron, first and foremost, thank you. That is very inspirational and that's hard to top. So,
But we're going to try. This is Chris Poindexter from HRT. That's another devil dog. But I've been working with Chris for several years now. We met, I don't know, 4
Oh my
years
gosh.
ago.
We talked.
yes,
Yeah,
we
And
have
then
discussed
you're bored. Yes. Okay. We're
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
you-
No, now I'm sorry.
I thought
That's
you were
why I
connected
thought
at
you
one
were
To
point.
interrupt.
Stop.
Yeah, now I remember.
No, I thought y'all were already connected. I was like,
Yes.
maybe I'm mistaken.
it didn't work out on that time, but I think there's things that we can work on in the
Absolutely.
future to help
Yeah.
out with Rikers and possibly them help out with us. And that's the interesting thing with this industry is when you seal off all your doors to try to say, hey, look, I'm only concentrated on my company,
Yeah.
then it's not giving you the opportunity to expand because a lot of companies can be regional. And if you want to go global or national, you can't do it on your own. There has to be someone helping you along the way. And I think that's something that a lot of companies may forget, but that's why it's good about creating relationships. So as far as what HRT is doing, we're really trying to move more towards an EDC style. We're also staying with the tactical side as well. We've worked with a lot of different companies, trying to support them to the best of our ability, but we still are a small company. So we do have certain limitations on things that we can do, but we're trying to grow. And as we grow, we're trying to reach out with other companies and help them as they help us and create those strong bonds with a good business relationship, but also a good peer relationship. But on to what Ron was saying, as we grow, we're also trying to help with other things. Like there's a individual by the name of Barrett Fallbush. He goes to Africa quite frequently. So he continually comes to us. He's like, hey, can we get a little bit of funds so that we can fund these trips to dig wells? So I agree with Ron. If you have a company, find something so you can give back to the community. And when we look at places, and I don't know if Ron, you ever had any chance to go to Africa, it's one of the worst places on the planet,
It's the
especially once you
worst
go.
place.
couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
so-
worst place in the world, in my
But
opinion.
there's still good people there, and water is an essential component. So just helping those people actually be able to get fresh water, that's definitely something that,
Yeah.
they deserve. So
Yeah, and I love the fact, like you said, and I love what you said, that companies need to be responsible to be part of the community. And if the worst case, find something, one thing, one project to help fund. If you can't help a bunch, at least help one and all that. And I think that's what, the veteran-owned communities, the veteran-owned businesses, I think that we talk about that all the time, but I think that is part of the extension of the brotherhood that we left. And we keep that mentality and say, look, we're going to take care of our own. If we take care of our own, then they'll maybe help foster the sheep that aren't willing or able to take care of themselves. And kind of, like you said, being leader in communities, that's kind of what we've been taught to do in our life and in our lifestyles and all that, is take on that leadership role. And I think the fact that being able to work with other veteran-owned companies and veteran-owned organizations is so important, because they're the ones that are willing to take that first step. They're the ones willing to do that. Go ahead.
Ron, real quick, back to Ron just for a second. We got a question out there. Website contact for the camp.
Yeah. We'll put that up on the screen.
Yeah.
Need to read it
Life,
off. Though.
LifeSkillsUSA.com. That's skills with a Z. All the Instagram is Life Skills USA, YouTube, Facebook. We do have a TikTok page, but to be honest, I have absolutely no idea how to work it.
You're not alone.
If you search life skills, they'll probably pop
Yeah,
up. Right?
let's make sure it's Life Skills. Yes. And we got that QR code on the back. But yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And then for Chris over there with HRT, just to clarify, I mean, I've seen your booths at shows and some other stuff, but what products are we talking about with you guys for those out there that maybe listen?
Well, just to give an idea, we did come out with some handhelds for this year. We took the heads based off of the AWLS system. We had a Mark III and a Mark VI. So we took those two options and we came out with an 18650 body and an 18350 body. We have a good relationship with Theorem. We use their clips as well as their switchback systems. So that's one thing that we're bringing to market this year. We're also bringing some EDC type stuff, something that's not going to be super expensive but affordable, but it's going to be useful. So we did bring out a windbreaker. We know in 2024 we're also going to be bringing out a new plate carrier. We also have the new X harness, and we've got our recce rig that we're trying to get to market, but we still want to get that industry feedback. And that's kind of what SHOT is. Yeah. It's something like this, like the four of us sitting in a room, networking, having a chance to have a discussion. But it's also from the product component is getting that feedback from people that do come to the booth and saying, hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? Because if it's 6-7 guys in a room, that's fine. You can take your individual experiences. But at the end of the day, is it going to sell to the market?
Right.
Yeah. Love it.
We've got a little bit of time left. So is there some extra products, Ron?
Anything else that you want to talk about as far as products, or anything more about the camps or anything?
Well, I mean, we've got, the Riker control, single lead light, single lead laser. Single lead light still is a surefire tail cap. Single lead laser is the L3 crane type connector. We have found that to be extremely versatile.
Yep.
So it's not just for like the packs, like the Hollow Sun, the 3-in-1, the 3-in-1 combos that they have. They run off the crane type connector.
Well, and we also found a connector for Streamlight.
No. You. And you told me, and every time I videoed, I make sure to give the credit. But you can actually, if you run a Streamlight and you want to run the Riker control with the Surefire thing, Z-Bolt, I just recently found, they make the Ariaska adapter. So you can put this adapter on the back of the Streamlight. Then you can put your Surefire tail cap in there, and now you can run your Streamlight with the Riker control.
Which is what I do with my Riker control.
Yes. Now, it's the poor man's way to do it. This light is, I think this light's like $600.
Yeah.
Right. You can do the Streamlight with the two adapters for, I think it was, I figured it out, was like $205.
It's like right around $200. That includes the light.
Wow. Yeah.
That includes the light.
And the two adapters. It doesn't
That's
include
pretty
the grip.
impressive.
Right.
But the money you save on doing that,
Buy
you
the
can buy
grip.
the grip. So
Buy a couple.
I'll tell you, we did a limited run on version 2 of the Riker Sling.
Yeah.
In God's Plat, M81, and there are a few left.
There are some
There
left.
are a few left.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
Yes, and I'm not going to say what our next limited run might be, but if you were in a Gulf War, then you can figure that out.
Am I getting hungry here?
Yes, you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're just waiting. We are just waiting. But I don't have a date on that, so who knows? Yeah, so I mean, just still driving forward. I will say that roundabout way, it's odd how it happened, but Roman from Mirror Safety, the gas mask company, we are going to start filming at the end of February. We're going to be doing probably about 4 times throughout the month. We're creating Mirror University.
Really?
And we are
That's
going.
pretty cool.
We are going to be doing training videos, pistol, rifle with the gas mask. We're going to be doing long run, talking about things to take into consideration with kit, without kit, all these other stuff. But we're also going to get away from guns, and then we're going to get into preparedness, vehicle stuff. So say you come up, because I'm saying, we talked about this. I said, everybody's like, well, all my clients, when do you think something's going to happen? I'm like, nothing. If anything's going to happen, it's not going to be the end of April. Well, why April? I was like, because there are no peaceful protests when it's 30 degrees outside and there's snow on the ground. Like, so let's be real. Right. And then the third week of June, it's going to stop because no one's going to peaceful protest when it's 105 degrees.
That's right. So you got about a 60-day window.
Yes. Right. So say you're coming up on a peaceful protest and law enforcement's there and tear gas has been deployed. Well, your filters in your vehicle don't filter that out. So if you live a prepared lifestyle and you have a gas mask per person in your vehicle, you can don your mask and you'll be able to exit out of there without any additional, pain caused to you. And something you had a legal right to be. Now it's all chaotic.
Right.
We're also going to be doing a lot with the kids. So the Mira, I'm not sure if you know this, but Mira has a variety of kids.
I didn't know that.
Kids,
size mask,
but a hood version and everything.
Cool.
So we're actually going to incorporate this into the camp.
Oh, nice.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do some training videos.
You just go into the chamber?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So we're going to teach the kids how to don the mask, but then we're going to run scenarios. So then we're going to have them, like, we have a little house out there. So we have them in bed. Okay, it's nighttime. Boom, fire. So they're going to get up, don the mask, grab a fire extinguisher, grab a flashlight. Now they're going to have to stop at the bathroom, wet a towel, and go rescue their baby brother.
Love it.
And now, again, going into that self-resilient, youth, that little leader, that asset, right? And situationally aware, and using their gas mask to get them off the X, right?
Absolutely.
So then what we'll do is we're going to go, we'll get them up to the next phase where we turn the lights out and throw a smoke grenade in.
That's
and
amazing.
Now, so, and the thing is, it's like, one of the things that there's a lot of inspiration, but one of the things that led me to the camp was Uvalde.
Oh yeah.
My mind has been working on this. If you look at that, beyond those cops, those cowards who sat there for 90 minutes and let those children die, had one of those 9-year-old kids been trained in thoracic stop the bleed, right? They could have prolonged life. Why are we not doing that? Why is stop the bleed not being taught to kids? We put together a medical progression program that starts in 4th grade and laid it out that would take these kids in a school system all the way through high school, so that when these kids graduate high school, they're going to graduate high school with a high school diploma and an EMT certification.
That's awesome. I love that.
We took it to the public school board, and we would have to select the right kids because we wouldn't want to trigger anybody. Well, this program is designed to raise victors out of victimhood mentality. So the trigger process, it doesn't exist. It's a made up term. Stop enabling fear. And start empowering strength.
I love it.
Right. So it basically came down to, well, we'd have to do a beta test. We'd have to bring in an independent person. And then we're like, this isn't happening.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one of the things that's fuel this. This is why we do medical every day. We do land nav every day in the camp. There's kids that learn how to start fires every single day.
Well, I love the side about land nav because that's what was my expertise, and that's what we did. And we were talking about this the other night. People have lost, because their phone, have lost the sense of direction in their lives. They can't go anywhere without, well, GPS tells me to turn left. Which way is north? I don't know. So, navigational skills just in general are missing in our kids. And I think that's a great thing. RikerUSA.com, life skills. USA. The biggest thing is you're also an instructor, so they can find information about instruction on Riker USA as well.
There's a training instruction tab on there, but if you want to hit me up about training, just DM me at instructor1ONE on Instagram.
That. And if you know, then you know.
Yeah. think we talked about that on
Oh
Go
yeah.
Back to Watch Radio podcast.
And Chris, HRT Tactical Gear.
That is correct.
That's right. Check them out on Instagram. You guys are on Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff
Facebook,
as well.
Instagram. We have our own YouTube as well. So
Yes. Yeah, you'll see his face on all the YouTube stuff.
yeah, unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't mean to break your glasses or anything like that. So
Well, guys, I am proud to call you guys friends of mine, and I love what you're doing. Thank you for everything. Ron, I don't know how you do it, bro. Like we talk, and I don't understand how many hats you can wear, and you bring the fucking energy every second. So I love you for that. Thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for taking the next step in the community as well. Guys, we'll be back in a few minutes with another casting couch call, and we're going to herd some more cattle in. We got anything before we go?
Oh, that's all. Thanks to both of you. Coming on, great conversation.
well, thank you.
The
And
audience
thanks to
enjoyed it.
Ron. This was absolutely a pleasure for me to sit down with you guys.
Absolutely. We'll be back in a few minutes, guys.
Bersa has been a leading manufacturer for over 60 years. At
Thing I've ever heard.
Dude, I thought like,
Thanks.
let's go break down the wall.
Bersa has been a leading manufacturer for over 60 years. At Bersa, they understand that your safety is non-negotiable, and that's why they've crafted a line of exceptional firearms that redefine excellence. Their state-of-the-art manufacturing ensures every firearm is meticulously crafted to the highest standards, guaranteeing reliability and accuracy when it matters most. Whether you're a seasoned professional or a first-time gun owner, Bersa has a perfect solution for your needs. From the sleek and compact Thunder series, ideal for concealed carry, to the powerful and versatile BAR rifle, their range of firearms are designed for shooters who demand excellence in performance and design. Join the community of those who trust Bersa, a brand synonymous with innovation and quality. Their commitment to safety and precision has made them a trusted choice for law enforcement agencies and responsible gun owners alike. Visit Bersa.com to explore their full range of firearms and make every shot count. In a world where mental health is often overlooked, one organization is leading the charge. Walk the Talk America, a force for change, breaking down stigmas and fostering conversations that matter. At Walk the Talk America, they believe in the power of dialogue to reshape the narrative surrounding mental health. Their mission is simple but profound: to bridge the gap between mental health and firearms, because they understand that the real change starts with understanding, empathy, and open conversation. Tune into their groundbreaking podcast, Guns and Mental Health, where experts, advocates, and survivors share their stories and insights. It's not just a podcast, it's a movement towards a more compassionate and informed society. Join them as they organize events, workshops, and outreach programs to build a community that supports mental health without judgment. Join me in supporting Walk the Talk America and visit their website, walkthetalkamerica.org, to be part of the change. Well, guys, we do invite you to go check out both ours and Clover's YouTube channels. Ours is Ghost Tactical, where you can find all of our content over there, including our videos and our podcasts. And you can go check out Clover at CloverTac. Obviously, you can check out all of his content and podcasts as well. We also invite you to check out our websites. Ours is ghosttactical.us, where you'll be able to find everything that we're doing, including our swag store. And Clover's is clovertac.com. Once again, find all of his projects, all of his swag, and all of that. More importantly, guys, we do thank everyone for always supporting both myself and CloverTac, whether it's just by watching our stuff or those that do spend their hard-earned money through YouTube channel memberships. We do truly appreciate you guys. You guys make this all worthwhile. We ask you to go check out our sponsors for this podcast, Bersa and Walk the Talk America. We are currently getting ready for our next guest, so stand by for the standby.
All right, back for the third segment of day 2 at SHOT Show.
So another casting couch. We have some pretty beards. Really, this is not John Lovell. I know you guys might think this John.
Dang, we could have got all kinds of views and stuff.
We could have put him on the, let's say John Lovell, and people go, oh my God.
That's my hashtag. It's not John Lovell.
That should be your hashtag. That'd be awesome. That should be your Instagram, not John Lovell.
We've got
John Lovell official.
we've got maybe John Lovell,
Maybe.
and maybe Sasquatch.
And maybe Sasquatch.
So wonderful third segment.
Why don't you introduce Mark for us?
We've got we got Mark with Uberex in the house, who we've known for quite some time. If you're not familiar with Uberex, Mark's fixing all about it. So take it away. I don't know who you are, what you do. You hunt. You're a redneck. You're a hillbilly.
Yeah, pretty much it sums it up.
He lives in Arkansas, so that's all you had to say.
That's true.
I do wear shoes on occasion, but
Not all of our family trees go straight up in Arkansas.
but what I'm doing now, I started off doing Rex in the warehouse, a retired teacher, didn't like teaching, and then worked into social media, and then now I do the e-commerce side.
Yeah.
So our direct to consumer sales. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And as far as Uberex, the product line, roughly broad. We'll speak.
Yeah,
more
broadly, we
specific.
do everything there is to do with air.
Air related.
Yeah. So BB guns, airsoft guns, stuff that you can kill Cape Buffalo with, everything in between.
Yeah, including one really cool thing we seen at Range Day. I'm sure we'll talk about.
Oh,
that has to do with water and fishing. But y'all have the things that sling arrows. You got the bolt with the saber, the arrow, rifles, I guess
air
you call it.
javelin, yeah.
You've got the non-lethal options.
That's right, yeah, which is brand new for the year. We got a very innovative product this year that we just released here.
Right, just a lot of cool stuff.
What I really love about Uberex, and I think this is one of the great things when you guys are making airsoft, whether it's an HK VP9 or a Glock or whatever, you guys make them to spec, even to the weight, so where they can be used. People talk about dry firing. Well, with airsoft or BB, you can train with an Uberex gun that fits your holster. It has the same weight. You can train with it, shoot it indoors or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think brings a whole nother value to practicing and training at home.
Yeah, and you can shoot your homies with it too if you go to the airsoft. Seriously. So there's a lot of talk about house of worship security,
Absolutely.
And so you active shooter situation, that's the only way that you can get. The two-way range is the one where you learn.
Oh, yeah.
And so airsoft is a great tool. Paintball or dust ball products that we have are great ways for you to do that as well.
Proper protective gear in play, of course.
Recommended.
Recommend highly. Yes. The disclaimer came quickly.
Right. And there's, a lot of people don't know this. I know you talked about it previously on the podcast and stuff before, is kind of the hassle and stuff, so to speak, the licensing and the stuff that make all that happen is also an issue.
That's right. It's a big thing. So, our company's based in Europe, so we instantly had partners with H&K and Walther, and we've developed Beretta through the years. And the big one that we picked up a few years back was with Glock. So we're the only people in the North American that can sell Glock licensed product.
Take that. Companies.
Take that. No, and I love, like I said, and then they're great products. One of the coolest things, we're going to talk about what you did the other day. One of the coolest things I've ever shot of any kind of system was the double-barreled saber arrow thing that was just at the in Alabama, Talladega, a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I literally said a bad word when I shot. I was like, "Oh shit, this is unbelievable!" That is the coolest thing I've ever shot. And then you got to shoot something really, really cool on Monday.
Yeah, Range Day. You guys always bring it at Range Day.
Do.
You have something cool that the way the booth is set up, whatever. So we walk over the hill. You got to realize the layout of Range Day, of course, but we walk over kind of go up and over a hill to get the second part, and that's where Uberex usually is.
Yeah.
Right there at the front. And there's a swimming pool.
A swimming pool at Range Day.
And it's like, what in the
And
world?
it's cold
is there
and rainy.
a
Like, what are you doing?
And
it's time for my yearly bath.
That's fair.
that's true. And it might have been big enough to hold you to take it back. To be honest, it might have been. And anyway, so I want you to talk about it, of course, a little bit here, but it was the best way I can describe it. If you're familiar with the, I think it's the air javelin. It's the think is the one it is.
Yeah.
It is a bow fishing rig, if you will. And it's an air javelin with a reel on it, or a way to attach a reel.
Yeah, boat fishing is hot right now. There's a lot of invasive species out there, and people are just going, tournaments and all sorts of stuff. A lot of action in that ring. And when we developed these air gun arrow products, that was one of the first things. When can we put an arrow on this and go fishing with it? And so we figured it out and made it happen.
Let's make it happen. I mean, why not, guys?
Yeah,
We've
and
got this javelin. Let's make it for fishing.
Yeah. Paint it blue, put a reel on it. We're good.
Add some string, we're good.
that's essentially the story. That's how it developed. Yeah.
Right.
And by the way, there were no actual fish harmed at your
Was that a
booth.
gar? That was like a blow up or a
Yeah, it was a foam gar.
A
gar.
foam
I think
gar.
it looked like a gar.
Now,
Yeah.
Clover did hit it, by the way. I was impressed.
Did I hit it?
I think you did. Maybe not.
I
I don't
mean,
know. I was trying to
If I
blow you
did,
up
it was
there.
only because Mark told me how to aim.
No, he said aim it low. And
Yeah, and I
did.
did. Yeah. So next up.
next up, we got you guys were familiar, obviously, with Walk the Talk America, bridging the gap between firearms and mental health. You guys met Mike and Jake yesterday. We got several guys coming in. Right now, we have DB from Walk the Talk America, Oregon, correct?
Oregon, yeah.
Oregon. In your, I always get the terminology messed up, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you tell you what you do up in Oregon and how you're involved with Walk the Talk America.
Absolutely, yeah. And so I'm on the advisory board with Walk the Talk America. I'm a licensed professional counselor, trained as a psychologist, and so I practice in the realm of therapy, psychotherapy.
I always don't know psychologist, psychiatrist. I always get those mixed up. I don't want to offend anybody.
One prescribes medicine and the other doesn't.
That's exactly
Okay,
right.
all right.
Psychiatrist is a medical doctor focused in prescribing medication.
Okay, got you.
Psychologists are doing other things.
You're working on the therapy itself, probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, Walk the Talk America, as you're probably familiar, Mike and Jake in here. So connecting mental health and firearms owners without the concern of firearms restrictions, without the two-way infringement side of things. So we are gun-toting therapists who are two-way supporting. That's our bag. And in fact, we've worked for years and years to get folks connected, particularly the mental health community, how to train them to be more firearm savvy. They don't have to be firearms owners, but at least to be conversant in that and to not be opposed to the community.
Absolutely.
So at least as a starting place, what we found over years is just they're not particularly interested in that. And so for years and years, we've been reaching out, providing these trainings and certification opportunities, continuing ed. We all have to do this year after year, continuing ed courses. What we learned is we just need to kind of get mental health clinicians out of the firearms closet. And a few have shooken out and shown up, become part of that community, but not enough to provide the resources to talk about tough stuff. And so back in November, I think it was, Mike Sodini kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, all right, not all of us are national. There's not enough of us. And so he said, what can you do? We're all busy. And so I launched 2A Mental Health. It's kind of my shirt, my jam here today. 2A Mental Health going national in terms of coaching. Not everything that we need to talk about is a disorder, is a diagnosis. Some of it's just life stuff sucks sometimes. And it doesn't mean that you have depression, or if you do, that's okay too. It doesn't mean that the Second Amendment doesn't cover you. And so 2A Mental Health Coaching is all about, let's talk about the stuff of life. This doesn't have to be a counselor, client relationship. This can be just two guys who like, a guy and a gal who like, shooting guns, shooting a double-barreled javelins with a reel system.
Amazing.
I haven't done that yet.
Just a guy standing by a gal, standing by a guy, standing by a
Acting like
gal,
another guy.
acting like a guy, shooting at targets.
Shooting at targets and gar.
Yeah, the point is,
apparently in a booth.
America.
Yeah.
you need a tribe. You need a community around you.
Yeah.
You need people who got your back. And sometimes stuff gets really dark.
It does.
And it gets dark again. That's just life. It doesn't mean that we need to come in heavy or that we should have the access to do that. We need to just kind of put an arm around the shoulder sometimes, have that eye to eye and say, are you doing all right? And it's okay if you're not. We're all going to be there.
Right.
And so 2A Mental Health, coaching is all about that. WTTA is all about that.
Yeah, and I love you brought up the fact that one of the big missions is understanding. I had this talk with Jake yesterday, and it's really proud to see the evolution of the last 4, 5, 6 years of not only breaking the barrier between firearms and mental health and being able to talk about it without being the red flag, right? It's no pun intended. But also the fact that therapists are now okay with coming out, if you will, and saying, I can be a doctor, I can be a therapist, and still like to provide protection for my family, or you know what, shooting sports, or just like being a gun owner, and it's okay to do both.
It's interesting because, for those who came up a few years ago, it was controversial, but
Sure.
now if you're coming up, it's adversarial. So if you're working with a clinician and you're thinking, these counselors are bad guys, you got to recognize that we're under fire literally for our licenses in this. And so, if you're an attorney, if you're a medical doctor, if you're a counselor, this stuff is hitting us hard. They're going after our livelihoods as well. And so it's a really big deal for us to be stepping forward in this. And we all recognize that we're stepping into the line of fire to be providing these services with 2A behind us. Mm-hmm. We do it because we believe in it. So we all recognize, if you're familiar with Jordan Peterson, he's in Canada, so that's a whole different set of laws. Yeah. But ultimately it was his freedom of speech that took him not down, because he's doing pretty darn well for himself. But as a psychologist, he spoke things that they didn't want to hear, and they took him out on the license level. He's got to go to mandatory, social media training and all that. And now, thankfully, thank the founders, we have a far stronger set of First and Second Amendment protections.
Right.
But we all recognize that's on the firing line every day.
Oh yeah.
So there are supports out there, mental health guys, gals who are willing and active in the community.
Yeah.
But it's dangerous for them to actually come out.
Yeah.
While you swap, I guess we can swap DB and maybe for Eddie or
Eddie coming in, or Brandon, who's going in? Okay.
And while you guys do that, and you watch live, of course. Real quick remark.
And don't worry, Eddie will not moon the camera today. So
he won't moon us. Yeah.
Yes.
Real quick, with the Umarex lineup, hunting competition, just general recreation target shooting. Where's the majority, you think, of those customers for Umarex fall?
The bulk majority of ours is in the replica air guns.
Okay.
So, and
Wow. Okay.
yeah, it's just where we are in those names that are recognizable through those licensed brands.
Right. Gotcha.
But through
do you
PCP,
think there's an increasing market in the hunting? Because it seems like
absolutely, it's growing exponentially.
Yeah.
The PCP air gun market is eclipsing nearly the spring powered or traditional air gun market right now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Business wise, I don't even know if it's worth talking about, but airsoft versus BB versus is I know you guys are busy in all of them, but is one dominate the other, or I don't even know what that game is like in America.
Yeah, it's
all over the place.
I really don't either. Now, I know that airsoft, in terms of our company, it's like fewer guys are doing that. And those guys know the heck out of what they're doing.
But I know airsoft is a thing, is growing crazy.
It really is. And so there's not just dudes who are playing airsoft. And it's not just the kids in your neighborhood, but there are professionals who are adopting it for training purposes.
Well, isn't, I don't know this, but I want to say Olympic shooting is airsoft, is it not?
No,
is
that's
it not?
a 10-meter pellet. It's pellet.
Oh, it's pellet.
Yeah,
okay. I didn't know if it was airsoft or pellet, but it's air. I mean, it's So
for a long time.
Yeah. Cool. We've got from Welcome Talk America. We've got
Eddie.
Like I said, you've seen the other side of Eddie yesterday.
Oh, they might not like the back half. It is a cute bug.
Well, you know.
Right.
That will bring you in. Go ahead.
That was literally yesterday what you call a teaser.
A teaser, yes. That was the side only a mother could love.
And the wife.
And the wife. Ooh. Little spicy. Eddie would bring you in here and kind of talk about your role and how you interact with Welcome Talk America and all that as well.
So I'm one of the big competition guys. Like DB was saying, you kind of had to came out of the calls. I slammed that door wide open in college. I was very open about. I did 10 years of fire EMS, so I was always about, hey, shooting saved my life, and like I'm open about this out there. Guns literally saved my life. I had a shotgun in my mouth ready to pull the trigger from PTSD, and it came from not being able to get back into shooting life. And I had a friend, can I cuss on this podcast?
Absolutely.
I had a friend tell me, he called me as the gun was in my mouth and said, if you pull that trigger, I'm beating the shit out of your corpse. And he came over, he got me, took me to the range, got my head right, talked me into going back into counseling, ended up killing my career in EMS, but it landed me where I am now. But and getting back into competition shootings would save my life. I mean, it's been pretty good. I shoot for Team USA on the muzzleloading side now.
That's awesome. Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing. And I know that you talked about the competition side, and that is a facet of the firearm community that a lot of people don't think about. But you're talking about the mental health side of not just with firearms, but your mental health was gotten so bad that it wasn't just the shooting that was taken away. You were going to take everything away from you.
And then everything I've done so far would have been for nothing.
Firearms also help bring your life back on track, which I think is amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's everyone, like, WTTA, we stand to try to reduce negative outcomes with guns. But, like, I mean, if we in this room all know that shooting guns is fun.
Yep.
It is, hunting is fun. I mean, hell, I'm going to go out there and say killing stuff can be fun when it comes to hunting. Like anything when it comes to like evolving a gun, people have pleasure. They get pleasure with it.
Eating what you kill is often delicious.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I got 2 chest freezers at home that are and I'm a big guy. I'm a big boy. I do love to eat what I hunt. Right. But I mean, like, guns in itself is fun, and it is good for your mental health to do what's fun. And one of the things that, like, when it comes to shooting, especially the competition side, like when I teach my clients how to have self-control and better, like dealing with the depression, anxieties, all this stuff is the same lessons I teach someone when I'm teaching them to shoot. Trigger control, breathing control, pushing out the elements of like the distractions. What I can teach someone for mental health is the same thing I teach my top shooters on our team how to win.
It's awesome.
Cool. Want to switch out again?
Yep. Well, Brandon,
while we're doing that, Mark, non-lethal. We mentioned non-lethal earthing with Umerates.
Yeah.
What are some? And funny, we go from killing things to non-lethal.
Non-lethal, yeah.
But there are times and places.
By the way, you are a master at the segue.
There are times and places, and this is the one. So for those non-lethal options, what are some options that
we do have some products that shoot the non-lethal products, both 2 handguns and one like a shotgun device, and we got a gel gun too. But the big announcement at the show was in terms of the ammunition. So we're using a steel core ball ammo. Core Defense is the name of it. Okay. And so it gives you what you didn't have before in pepper ammo that's accuracy and more power. So in this product that has 7% PAVA, so it's higher than most other pepper products. Well, so it hits hard and it hits hard.
So the steel ball is inside of
it's perfectly centered inside of the capsule.
Oh, okay.
And so when it hits a surface, the steel ball is still moving and it will break open. Even if you're wearing like a soft down coat, it's going to break.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
Very incredible. Works in all brands of 68
Sounds
caliber.
like someone much smarter than I came up with that idea.
There was some smart people behind it. Yes.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Cool. All right, let's go.
All right, so we're gonna bring in from WTTA again, Brandon. Brandon, introduce yourself and in your journey and in your walk with Walk the Talk America. I didn't mean to say it that way. But that's kind of cool. Your walk with Walk the Talk America.
I liked it. I dug it.
Yeah.
No, my name is Brandon Covey. I'm a licensed professional counselor out of Alliance, Ohio. So I'm actually relatively new to the firearm world. It was about 4 years ago.
Welcome.
Thank you.
we have cookies and ammo.
I love it. Yeah, but about 4 years ago, my house got broken into, and had nothing to protect myself, and that's when I got my first gun, and from there I just fell in love with it. So I ended up doing a lot of research, watching different YouTubers, and doing a lot of reading just about firearms to get myself more proficient. And I ended up coming across guns and mental health, and me being a counselor, I was like, this seems pretty awesome.
Yep.
So I reached out to Mike and Jake, and eventually Jake invited me to be on the podcast. And then
now you're a mainstay.
Yeah. And I just kept kind of bugging them and saying, like, hey, man, I want to be a part of this. Like, what can I do to help out and take a bigger role in this? And they have me on the board now.
So if you haven't checked out the Guns and Mental Health podcast, phenomenal. And now you guys are starting to do some live streams, in which have, Clover and I are very much in there. Oh, yeah, Guns and Mental Health. But Clover and I are typically, if we're around or in that live, in the chat room, you guys are doing a great job with that. And I love the fact that you bring on a panel and different people from different aspects and all that. You've done a great job with that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a new thing that we started, the live streaming, that is. But yeah, and then we kind of took a new approach, several months ago to where it, was just Mike and Jake doing a lot of one-on-one interviews, which they are still doing that. But now we have the clinicians on there as well, and kind of talking about different things.
So is that to hopefully spread the network, if you will? Because I know there's you're trying to go nationwide, as DB said.
Yeah.
Trying to bring in and bring in more people to understand that it's okay. Come out. It's okay to be pro gun and, be part of the group and all that.
Yes, exactly. And then, also we do different teachings, just recently we did one on the stages of grief. We did some trauma stuff. There's a lot of different lessons we did. DB did one on existentialism, but a lot of it is we want to help people and, kind of essentially keep them out of our office.
Well, you want to work your way out of a job almost.
Exactly.
And that's a very selfless way of thinking about it, because if you do your job, then you won't have a job.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. I guess that'd be a pretty good world, right?
Yeah. And that's exactly the point. If the world was at that point, I'd be okay with that.
I want to follow up on when you were telling your story there, something you said that sounded weird to me. And maybe because I've been a fireman in my own life, my whole life. And so just overall mentality is completely different, right? But thinking process. You said, I got a firearm because I realized I didn't have anything in the house to protect myself. I paraphrase. And even if I did not have a firearm in the house, my mentality would go to kitchen knives, baseball bat. Were you thinking in that mindset at all? Or were you seriously thinking I had nothing in the house to protect myself? Or were you thinking firearm?
I was thinking specifically firearm.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah. There's something other stuff in the house that I could have used. And fortunately, I was not home when that happened.
Yeah.
A lot of it, kind of getting back into the mental health side of things. I was having a lot of nightmares after it happened, like a lot of like the what could have happened.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what really got me like, okay, like what if we were home and somebody came in and they were armed, we would be screwed. So that's kind of what
Definitely. Yeah.
made me, no pun intended, pull the
Never
trigger.
bring a knife to a gunfight, right? You
Absolutely.
want to be in a defensive posture. You want to be overpowered.
Absolutely.
That's the entire point.
Yeah.
Life's not fair, and defensive measures shouldn't be.
Right.
So
Yeah, you break in and you want to do harm to myself, my family, my property, you're going to meet the overwhelming force of defense,
any and all,
including javelins.
Yeah.
Yes.
with reels on
With
them,
reels on them, dude.
arms
See,
and reels.
He wants to shoot you and then bring it back
You
so he
will
can
not-
shoot you again. All right, let's do that again. Mark, it's been
wonderful.
awesome to have you guys on. I want to give you, Mark, a few minutes for you to talk about website, social medias, since you were social media for a while, but talk about where they can find you. They have more information they want to find out about Umarex.
I'll be as quick as I can here, but first of all, just to relate to what you guys were talking about, I'm so thankful that this happened like it did, because I found myself in need of counseling a few months ago. Not to get too personal, but I was going through a divorce. I was carrying way too much baggage and stuff in that. And so, like I said, not going to get too far into that, but I was so apprehensive about finding help.
Or talking to anyone.
Exactly. I didn't want to open my mouth and say certain things. And I knew I wasn't going to be completely honest. And when I did find a counselor, it turns out he was a vet who had been some time over in the sandbox. And so I knew I was okay with him. And that helped so much. And that's why, knowing what you guys are doing now and pushing that, great. For the meaningless part, Umarex USA as a company, we got a lot of different brands: Elite Force, Prepare to Protect, Axion Optics. But just get to us. Just look up Umarex USA. We'll take you to the United States, not the German side.
Unless you speak German,
or you just want to have fun.
Exactly. It's very interesting to see the German
pictures look
side.
great.
DOS air guns.
DOS air.
But yeah, we've got a much better dude doing social media now. So yeah, just look us up Instagram, all the usual places: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Yeah.
Do you want to squeeze all of the other ones in here?
Yeah,
Y'all
let's get everybody in here. And while we're doing that, I want to bring up and say thank you to Mark for bringing up something, because we talk about this a lot, about finding a therapist that maybe has similar ideals and morals. But you said something that's powerful that I never heard it said quite like that. You said, not only was I worried about talking about anything, I was worried that I wouldn't tell the truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that is something that, if we don't trust who we're talking to, chances are we're not going to get the help we need, because we're not willing to be 100% real.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that, but you said that. It's like, how many of us will talk to someone, but we're not going to tell everything.
You'd be surprised how many of our clients actually do that. It takes a lot to trust your therapist, just like it takes a lot to trust your friend. And you're paying someone, and like it doesn't make sense not to be honest, but as a human, it's hard for us to open up and be honest.
Absolutely. Guys, collectively, I want you to go down the line, plug your own practices or whatever, and also Walk the Talk America, but talk about each individually for about a minute or so.
Sure. Yeah, I just work at an agency right now. It's called Phoenix Rising. It's in Alliance, Ohio. So that's what I do.
Okay, awesome.
So I'm in the middle of changing out different practices and stuff. The easiest way to find me is Black Powder Therapist on Instagram.
Oh, that's awesome.
That
You
is
can-
unbelievable.
You can follow all the competition stuff with the World Championships in August. So all my pictures and reports will be going up on there.
Fantastic. Good luck, by the way.
Thanks.
And same for me, easy to find, 2amentalhealth.com. That's at 2amentalhealth on Instagram, 2amentalhealth.com on the webs. And
Yep.
easy to find,
And
Dr. DB Palmer.
And hashtag
Not John Lovell.
Not- hashtag, you need to change your handle or at least create
Actually.
a new Instagram.
Just
Not
be
John Lovell
just a
official.
new one, just a new
Yeah.
one. And when you go around, just take random pictures and just post them up.
I hung out the Daniel Defense and USCCA, just
Yeah.
for a long time, just hoping I could have that conversation.
Not John Lovell official. Thank you guys, Mark. It's once again, you're a great friend, and thank you for coming in and also opening up, about you, because that shows that no one's immune
That's right.
to being a human being.
Exactly.
And thank you to you guys for all what you are doing, not just for Walk Talk America, but for everyone that you're helping. Your story is phenomenal. Good luck in the summer
Thank
in
you.
the World Champ. Thank you guys for being brave enough to come out and say, look, this is who we are. We're here to help. We're here for you gun loving people as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks to everybody today. And don't forget out there, we got tomorrow live. Shot Show Day 3.
Day 3. It's
Hey,
going by
baby.
fast.
So,
It's been a great shot show. I heard someone say earlier record numbers. Have y'all heard that?
I haven't heard anything yet.
I just was walking by, and yesterday people were talking, well, it's a slow week. I didn't think it was a slow. And then so like, well, I heard there's record numbers. Well, it's either it's slow or is it record numbers? I have no idea what to
I don't
think.
think anybody
It's been
knows.
a great shot show. Thank you to Bersa. Thank you to Walk the Talk America for allowing us to do this in their booth at Bersa. And guys, get out there and check out Umrex. Check out Walk the Talk America. Check out Riker USA. Check out HRT Tactical. Check out Recon Sniper Foundation. And check out who's our first one? Bersa, obviously, Bersa.com. So, and we got a great lineup coming tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
That's it.
Bersa has been a leading manufacturer for over 60 years. At Bersa, they understand that your safety is non-negotiable, and that's why they've crafted a line of exceptional firearms that redefine excellence. Their state-of-the-art manufacturing ensures every firearm is meticulously crafted to the highest standards, guaranteeing reliability and accuracy when it matters most. Whether you're a seasoned professional or a first-time gun owner, Bersa has a perfect solution for your needs. From the sleek and compact Thunder series, ideal for concealed carry, to the powerful and versatile BAR rifle, their range of firearms are designed for shooters who demand excellence in performance and design. Join the community of those who trust Bersa, a brand synonymous with innovation and quality. Their commitment to safety and precision has made them a trusted choice for law enforcement agencies and responsible gun owners alike. Visit Bersa.com to explore their full range of firearms and make every shot count. In a world where mental health is often overlooked, one organization is leading the charge. Walk the Talk America, a force for change, breaking down stigmas and fostering conversations that matter. At Walk the Talk America, they believe in the power of dialogue to reshape the narrative surrounding mental health. Their mission is simple but profound: to bridge the gap between mental health and firearms, because they understand that the real change starts with understanding, empathy, and open conversation. Tune into their groundbreaking podcast, Guns and Mental Health, where experts, advocates, and survivors share their stories and insights. It's not just a podcast, it's a movement towards a more compassionate and informed society. Join them as they organize events, workshops, and outreach programs to build a community that supports mental health without judgment. Join me in supporting Walk the Talk America and visit their website, walkthetalkamerica.org, to be part of the change. Well, guys, we do invite you to go check out both ours and Clover's YouTube channels. Ours is Ghost Tactical, where you can find all of our content over there, including our videos and our podcasts. And you can go check out Clover at CloverTac. Obviously, you can check out all of his content and podcasts as well. We also invite you to check out our websites. Ours is ghosttactical.us, where you'll be able to find everything that we're doing, including our swag store. And Clover's is clovertac.com. Once again, find all of his projects, all of his swag, and all of that. More importantly, guys, we do thank everyone for always supporting both myself and CloverTac, whether it's just by watching our stuff or those that do spend their hard-earned money through YouTube channel memberships. We do truly appreciate you guys. You guys make this all worthwhile. We ask you to go check out our sponsors for this podcast, Bersa and Walk the Talk America. We are currently getting ready for our next guest, so stand by for the standby.